Shut the fuck up.
Nah, it don't.
I am who I am. She know. I am who I am. She know. I am who I am.
Change things in a big way. So this idea, we'll elect Trump, and Trump would say, it's all going to be so easy. It's like, no, it's not. It wasn't easy for Obama. Obama passed Obamacare, and that was it for his presidency. He didn't do anything for the next 6 years. Right? Like, there were no major pieces of legislation. Nothing happened after that. He lost Congress, and that was it. Okay, so that's promise number one. The other promise is your anger is justified, and this is the one I hate even more. And that is the idea that, you know, in regular life, when you have kids, I have kids, when your kid is angry, the first thing you have to teach your kid is maybe you're wrong to be angry sometimes. Right? Your anger is not justified. If you want to make good human beings, you have to
in 4.2 miles. Keep right to Province Lance Road.
They're right to be angry. Is your anger correct? Politicians are in the business of justifying people's anger. Oh, you heard this about the Trump voter a lot, right? They're so angry. They're so angry. Okay, well, I'm angry too about things, but are they angry about the right things? Right? Like, and Trump would say, you're right to be angry because you've lost your job in Podunk, Ohio, because it's being stolen by the Chinese or by the Mexicans or something. And it's like, well, is that factually true, or are you just pandering to the anger? And on the left, you hear people say this to black folks in the inner city. It's the system that's keeping you down. It's a racist, white supremacist system that's keeping you down. And well, is that true, or are you just pandering to the voter? Because it's hard to tell people hard truths, like you're not right to be angry, get off your ass and do something with your life. And this is true for regardless of race. You know, go out there. No one cares enough to stop you in your life. Your life is your own. No one in the United States cares about you, wants to stop you, wants to throw obstacles up in your own way. I'm not sure you can win an election on the basis of go live your own life. Even though everyone keeps claiming they want to live their own life, I think most people are full of it. I think most people don't want to live their own life. They want a politician to tell them that all of their complaints about life being unfair are justified, and the politician's going to solve all that. We don't want people who stay out of our way. We want people to be mommy. And you know, that's a tempting proposition for politicians.
Well, there's certainly a lot of that when you're talking to adults, because you're dealing with people that have the momentum of all their failures in their life and all the different things that are not going right, and then here they are at this moment today, right now, and they want to figure out why they're not on track and how to get on track. And the easiest way is to point the finger or blame someone else. And everybody has their own hand. I'm not saying that people's hands are fair and that, you know, one person doesn't have it easy. A lot of people have it easy.
I have it easier than a lot of people, for sure.
For sure.
Absolutely.
But the reality is there's a tremendous amount of psychological factors that go into why someone does or does not succeed. And to placate them or to, you know, to play on those psychological factors as, you know, not being their own fault. It's very tempting because it works with people. People love to hear that. They love to hear that it's not your fault.
Yep, and I think that's what politicians have become in the business of doing. And it's both right and left. It's people saying that it's not your fault because you're being screwed by some foreign country. It's not your fault because the immigrants are doing it to you. It's not your fault. Well, maybe some of that's true, but you have to show me why it's true. You have to show me what the actual, like, did you lose your job because of China? Or did you lose your job because you're in an industry that is being crowded out because of technological change and because your union struck and created wages too high to be globally competitive? Like, let's look at the actual logic here as to, and then how can we change it? How can we make it better? Is it something we have to do, or is it a matter of you need to broaden your skill set? Like, you see a lot of people now who are stuck in the mindset of 30 years ago that you're going to work a job and stay there for 20 years, and then you're going to leave with a gold watch. And that's not the way the job market works anymore. I mean, if you're entering the job market right now as a college student, you can expect that in the next 10 years you'll probably work 4 jobs. You know, like the turnover is too great, and you have to be constantly increasing your skill set.
Also, with every new innovation, there's businesses that branch out and become new, and then there's also businesses that die, and there's no bringing them back. You're not going to bring back the printing press.
Exactly.
You know, there's a lot of stuff that.
But for the guy in the printing press industry, you tell him that. Try to get elected from the printing press guy.
Well, I mean, right now they're trying to stop automated cars. I mean, there was a vote, right? Wasn't there a vote like within the last day or two to try to block automated trucks? Yeah. Because there's a tremendous amount of people that's what they do for a living.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a lot more.
In 1 mile, keep right to Province Lance Road.
And it's not people.
And, you know, this is the great fallacy that's people have been trying to fight since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, is this idea, okay, well, the new technology is going to kill jobs and then no one will ever work again.
Right.
So we've had the same unemployment rate in this country for the last 100 years, and the technology is a little bit better.
Teamsters convinced Congress to block driverless trucks.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Seems crazy. It seems like you're fighting an inevitable tide.
Well, I mean, imagine that, like, how is that going to work for all the other industries that are affected? Let's say that you now have, you're artificially raising the prices of all the goods that now have to be brought in by the Teamsters, and now it's more expensive, so it's more money out of your pocket and my pocket. That's money that maybe I was willing to buy American, but now I'm going to buy Chinese because I have to feed my family. Like that's not how economics works. It's just not how economics works.
Is there any argument that they're not ready yet? That these trucks aren't viable?
So that's one of the issues is that with a lot of the automated trucks, basically in order for them to work, you need dedicated lanes because otherwise human error.
Keep right to Province Lands Road. In 3/4 of a mile, you'll arrive at Bike Trails Cape Cod National Seashore.
Feel alright. Feel alright. Yeah,
You'll arrive in half a mile.
Such
Right.
that if there's a Google car on the road and you're a bad driver, the Google car is probably going to get in a crash, or might be more likely to get in a crash than if it were a human driving it.
Have you ever seen people freak out those Tesla cars? Have you seen what they can do to them?
I haven't seen those tests. I actually saw somebody do it to a Google car.
When when a car is on that automated thing, if you just swerve at it, they slam on the brakes and.
You've arrived at your destination.